Is it TrueCast time? I think it's TrueCast time, and that means time for an internet story. I'm Dr. True, I'm the host as usual, and today I will tell you the story about Operation Soda Steal. Now, this is kind of an internet classic. It's something that happened all the way back in 2008 on a forum that I will not say because it will pop up on the screen, but I will not say the name because YouTube is very weird. It just won't let me pronounce it probably. So just to avoid any problems, I'm not saying it, but here's on the screen. That's the name on the screen. If you're an audio listener, I'm really sorry, but it's okay. The name of the forum is not that important. In any case, the username is Epitaph ILP, something like that. But I'll just be calling him Epitaph. And basically, he just appeared one day and posted this picture of a guy, a weird looking guy, supposedly him, looking like he's wearing a disguise or something, refilling a cup connected with a small tube. This tube going all the way in his backpack with some sort of bottles, containers, whatever in his backpack, like a weird contraption, basically. And why did he post this? Basically, he had this idea of refilling a cup at Taco Bell. You just buy the large cup, it's refillable how many times you want. Yes, sure. But here's the thing. How many times you're gonna refill it? Twice maybe? 3 times? But what if you wanted a lot of soda? What if you wanted like 2 liters or whatever? And now you're probably thinking, okay, but what's the point? You know, it's soda. What was it? Coke? Coke is nice. Pepsi, they both taste nice, but it's not like they're expensive or something rare. But here's the deal. We're not talking about these normie drinks. We're talking about Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It was apparently a limited edition drink, only available at Taco Bell, and only for that time there. They didn't even know it was gonna come back, because I'm pretty sure it came back a few times years later. I remember reading somewhere that now it's just recurring, it's sort of seasonal. Maybe they'll have it 1 or 2 months of the year. So it's still limited edition, sure, but it's not something you're never gonna get. It's not the whole deal with the Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce, which by the way came back and I think maybe sometimes still comes back. But, we're not talking about Rick and Morty, maybe that's for another episode. The whole point, it was that, the soda was limited edition, it was only that specific, it was only in Taco Bell, so that specific chain. Probably tastes amazing. I might have had it once, that was a while ago. I would like to try it again, just to give you an honest review, but I don't have it with me. In any case, going back to the story itself, people started getting excited. And just like I already explained, people started asking why would he do that? Well, I explained it. The drink was kind of valuable, I guess. But also he did say that it was about doing it, It was about the thrill of doing it, I guess. And to be fair, let's be fair, this whole weird plan with this contraption, him imagining having this tube going inside his backpack, hidden under his shirt and stuff, and going under the cup, that was kind of cool. That's kind of like they do heists in movies, right? And that was the cool part. And a lot of people were very excited about this. They wanted to see how this was going, if it would actually happen. And he said he was gonna record it as well. So you can imagine people started getting even more excited. And they started discussing it. And he already had a design when he posted this. But they started discussing potential problems. People started suggesting, okay, change the design this other way, do it this other way, otherwise it might create pressure, not feel properly. Now, I'm not gonna go exactly in the details, mostly because I don't really understand myself the mechanics of it. He did show that you know, he super glued the like a funnel, super glued a funnel to a cup, to a legit cup, because he was trying to make it look as innocuous, you know, as innocent as possible. But even if he had the contraption, he had this weird backpack, there was still the matter of, you know, not being stopped, looking as inconspicuous as possible. And I think he realized at one point that the backpack design had some flaws, the drink wouldn't really flow properly, it wasn't even that easy to hide apparently. So eventually he repurposed everything to a duffel bag. So basically a bag that you keep on your side. Well, I'm assuming you guys all know what a duffel bag is anyway. And, you know, put the containers inside there, the cable, you know, the fluid pipe going through there as well, and made this new design. They kept discussing how to look innocent, get a guy to distract the restaurant people, the employees, and I don't know if people were expecting it, but he did deliver on the promise. He did go there. There is literally a video on YouTube. I don't really want to repost it because this video is old. It's been seen already by a lot of people, and even if you guys didn't see, I don't know, I didn't do it myself. I kind of don't want to get credit for the video. I might post a bit, but I don't want to post the whole thing. And in any case, all credits to this user, obviously, to Epitaph and his friend recording him. But the video is there, him getting recorded, taking the the soda, the Mountain Dew from the fountain. He would even pretend to sip a drink, you know, oh, let me sip some of this nice Mountain Dew I just got, slurp, and then go back to fill up more, pretending, because remember, the cup is basically it's got a hole on the bottom, right, where the funnel goes through. So any liquid that goes in the cup is siphoned directly inside the bag. So it didn't even have any actual drink in the cup. It all went through directly through the bag. But it doesn't even get stopped. The guys were worried they were gonna get stopped and stuff. And yeah, sure, that's fair. That's fair. If there was a manager there, you know, it's part of their job. They probably would have done it. But I work in hospitality, okay? I work in a restaurant, and I can tell you, most of us, most cashiers, like 95% of them, do not care about this stuff. If anything, we'll notice it. If you do exactly this, if you do some sort of thing like this, we'll notice it, have a laugh of it, and then we will stop caring. We might keep looking at you, but we probably won't say anything. If the manager comes in, we'll even pretend not to see you because we don't want to go there and tell you off. It's annoying. See, first time, you know, for my first job, I remember even like the first few months I will work there, if a customer got a small glass, that meant he can get water, but not the drinks. And if a customer with a small glass will get the drinks, they're not allowed, I will tell them off. But then eventually it was like, you know what even is the point? I don't care. I'm working for minimum wage. And sure, I'm not saying this is right. I mean, technically you're not doing your job properly, but it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. And in this case, the guy technically did have the large cup. So, you know, technically, it's not illegal, I suppose. Well, that is to say, I absolutely do not endorse stealing like that. But it's not the end of the world. It's a bottomless drink as well. It's refillable. So, it's not the end of the world. Also, keep in mind, how much could a guy really have stored in the bag? Now, I don't have the actual statistics, like the actual capacity of the bag, but I'm assuming, and you can see in the video, it's not very big. If he connected 2 bottles to it, could have connected to 1 liter bottles, maybe to 1.5 liter bottles. Let's say the capacity is anything from 2 liters to 3 liters. Well, the average glass, even let's say at this point, the average large cup. I don't know how large the one from Taco Bell is because I've never been, but the average one will be around 300 ml or 400 ml, I'm assuming. So realistically, at worst, he stole 10 cups, which I know sounds like a lot, but it's actually not that much. Especially if you consider on average people will drink 2 cups, and some people will drink 3, even 4 cups when they're refillable, you know? Besides, fountain drinks work differently from what people, you know, who never worked in hospitality might expect. See, and where I'm from, we don't even have fountain drinks like that. It's very rare. But as an insider of the industry, I can tell you, it's just diluted. It's just concentrated syrup diluted with water. Now, of course, that is probably to transport it better and stuff, but a bag of like that syrup is gonna make like 200 drinks or whatever, you know? So it's actually very cheap. It's like buying it in extreme bulks. So it's probably very cheap. Even stealing 10 cups like that only costed the business probably £4 of material, like $4, and not even $3 in material. I mean, it might have costed more in sales not done, but at the end of the day, it's really not a huge deal. It's really not a big deal. And I'd say that because I work in this industry, so I mean, I work as a waiter / cashier, so I know these things. In any case, that's kind of where the story ends. It's a fun classic. It's a very short story. The guy then just went home and did another blog about talking about the experience. But that was about it. Now, there is a sort of aftermath. And that is that, well, while the video was published on that website, I'm assuming the thread got closed or whatever, but eventually it seemed to have gotten lost. I don't know much about this because right now you can find it on YouTube. You can just type in Operation Soda Steel full movie, or Operation Soda Steel original, probably it's okay as well. But you can find the footage on YouTube now. But at one point in history, I'm assuming like 5 or 10 years ago, at one point, this was lost media. Yeah, we had lost it. It wasn't on the internet. Nobody knew if anyone had it left. Now, in hindsight, yeah, of course, now we know. Eventually someone had it, they uploaded it again, and now it's back. But this, you know, it's crazy to think this could have been lost media. And if you consider a lot of lost media is usually, you know, it often ends up being weird, misunderstood things, often ends up creating its own sort of internet legends around it because of the mystery. Oh, we don't know what this is. Oh, I heard this was like this. That sounds like a fever dream. No way. You know, creates a lot of mystery. And so, lost media tends to be, at least in general, at least from what you hear on YouTube, maybe it's not the case on average, but the lost media that we end up hearing about on YouTube is usually like, you know, mysterious stuff, scary stuff, unconventional stuff. Now, I might also be wrong. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Go in the comments and say, Dr. True, you don't know anything about lost media. You're a phony and a loser. You don't know anything about anything. And lost media is usually like funny cartoons for children that are not scary and stuff. Whatever. Anyway, going back to the first topic, which was the story. Not much else to say. That was it, really. But it was a cool story. I think I found it cool anyway. And if you guys want my opinion on this whole thing, I understand the backup blast might be very nice, but I think I would only do this, like I would only do this whole Operation Soda Steel heist only if it was Dr. Pepper. But regardless of the drink of choice, I did enjoy the story. It makes me sort of go back to sort of a simpler mind for myself. Like, I don't know, like being a teenager, thinking about crazy cool stuff, you know? and just experimenting with stuff, seeing if you can do something, having projects like this. It sort of feels like something out of a, I don't know, again, teenager movie. I love the creativity, ingenuity, imagination this guy had to do this, and the fact that he just did it because he wanted to do it like that. And it's exactly, like normally these kind of things might annoy me a little bit, honestly. I don't know if you've seen the bottle of shit episode from a few episodes ago, where I talked about throwing this bottle in the air as a kid with my friends, throwing this bottle in the air, and the bottle will break apart and leave, it wasn't actual poop, but will leave bad stuff all around, and Now that would annoy me because there is actual damage at the end of the day being done. It's gonna be annoying to clean up, it's something people hate to see in general, like people would steer clear of us, for example. But Operation Soda still, nobody really gets hurt, If, my god, if when teenagers acted like assholes, they would act like this, then I wouldn't really have a problem, if this was their way of being assholes, just stealing drinks like that. Drinks that are not even that valuable anyway. But then again, I also need to consider that this was a thing that happened all the way back in 2008, where we weren't like chronically online. It wasn't this much about internet, and we didn't have Instagram, TikTok, or any other social media propagating trends like this. Because I feel like, I gotta be honest, it's the truth, but if it happened today, most likely it wouldn't be an isolated thing. It happened back then, in 2008, where it was just this guy doing it, posted on a forum, all those, let's be generous, 200 people on the forum, but most likely less. I've seen that video, shared it with friends, and maybe it got up to, I don't know, 5,000 people seeing it. I mean, he also uploaded it on YouTube back then, probably, so technically a lot more people, for sure. But, those teenagers were a bit different. Now, there's this whole thing of trends. Something becomes trendy on TikTok, everyone wants to do it. Because, well, either because they want to just participate in the meme, or they want to also become famous. It's the thing that's famous right now. If I do it, I'm gonna be famous too. And back then, people simply didn't think that way. It was 2008. Internet was not such a huge thing yet. It was big, sure, but it wasn't that big. And even YouTube was only 3 years old. 4? No, 3 years old. Even YouTube wasn't such a huge thing yet either. So it's not like you were gonna become internet famous, chase the clout and get the money by chasing the clout. Now you can. You still gotta get lucky, but now you can. Back then, it was just about having fun, and that's probably why it wasn't really replicated that much. But if this happened today, I 100% guarantee you, every kid aged 8 to, let's say 6 to 10 is just want to, gonna do it. Will just want to do it. But every kid age 11 to even up to 20, honestly, any kid that still goes in school and is over the age of 10 will actually do it 100%. And they will start making messes. Fast foods will start banning fountain drinks and refillable drinks, whatever. They will not sell fountain drinks to kids anymore. It will be a huge thing. Just like, the whole chicken jockey Minecraft thing, those memes from a few weeks ago. I swear, I'm sure 100%, if that meme happened in 2008, maybe up to 2016 even, but before the advent of major trendy social medias like Instagram and TikTok, or even the YouTube Shorts, if it happened back then, you'd only see that video of a cinema doing that. Would only be a video of that video there with the guy had the chicken in the cinema, yelling chicken jockey, and everyone throwing popcorn. Only one video. Maybe two at most. Because it was just about having fun. And not many other people would have... a few people might have emulated it, but not as many. Again, the internet was not such a huge thing back then. But I swear, you've seen how it was in our times now. It was like such a huge thing. Literally everyone did it. And maybe I am completely wrong on this, to be honest. Maybe I am wrong, and no, 2008 would have been very similar. We still would have had thousands of people doing it. Maybe. That could be. I don't know. But that's just my opinion. And if you don't agree with me, then you are stupid. I'm joking, obviously. No, you're free to disagree. Tell me in the comments. It drives up engagement. But yeah, in any case, you got the story, you got my consideration. Now we'll get into the, I guess, after story section. We'll talk about more random stuff. Yeah, and the first topic about this random section will be exactly this, that now we got this section, because I'm deciding to restructure the podcast a little bit. I know it's a podcast about me, mainly, and I tell stories about me and my opinions and stuff, but I figured we'll raise the quality a little bit, give you guys some actual cool stories from the internet. Could be creepypasta, could be horror, could be just stories that are fun in general, and we make this a podcast about internet stories and internet culture. And then we get, the second half of the podcast where it's gonna basically be like it used to be. Talk about random stuff, maybe share my stories, maybe talk about news and things that just happened, share my opinions on stuff, And since we're talking about sharing opinions on stuff, I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals lately. I think if you've seen one of the previous episodes, I think literally the previous one, I think episode 13, I had the Marvel Rivals gameplay in the background. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's fun. I gotta be honest, I never tried the original Overwatch, or Overwatch 2 for that matter. I tried Paladins ages ago. Back then it had a card system. I don't know if it still has it. Maybe. I think they might have changed it with time. I thought Paladins was cool. Marvel Rivals feels kinda more complicated than that, I guess. The hitbox are somewhat smaller. I don't know if it's just, the way I perceive it. It's less cartoony. Paladins is like very cartoony. Paladins almost feels like Team Fortress 2 to some degree, as in the art style in a way. Obviously Team Fortress 2 is leagues better. I'm sorry guys, I'm just stating a fact. It's Team Fortress 2. I shouldn't even be, I shouldn't even need to explain it. I am a big fan. Yeah, I do love me some hats and the heavy weapons guy. But going back to Marvel Rivals, pretty fun. I really wanted to try it back when it first came out, but I had a really bad computer. Now I got I wouldn't call it a really good computer, but it's a lot better. I spent like £1,200 on it, so it was a money investment. I think I already talked about it in a previous episode as well. Don't remember the exact... I could eventually provide the exact hardware, but I don't think it matters that much. And finally I played it. It's pretty fun. I like the hero variety. Actually, not bad as variety goes. The kits are fun. Some heroes are more complicated, obviously, while some other heroes are simpler. I like that it tells you though. It will say like, oh, the thing is level 1 difficulty. Of course, then when you actually play it, we're talking about the difficulty, how complicated the kit itself is, the skills, combos maybe and stuff. But actually playing the hero then might be a bit different, Like for example, the thing is, playing the thing is actually fairly easy. I think the Hulk was difficulty 4, and I understand why. But the Hulk doesn't really feel that hard to me. I love the area shield; it's amazing, and the nice CC protects you from CC, crowd control for you noobs that don't know what I'm talking about. Damage as well. Even fits into the meter for Hulk's own ulti. I don't think his ulti, like his ult, is that powerful. It's not weak, absolutely not, but I think the main strength of the Hulk is that shield. That shield is amazing. The E puts enemies in stasis. Literally, if you manage to put their tank, or anyone you put in stasis, it's gonna be a huge deal for them. Mainly if you manage to stasis their DPS or their healer. For 3 seconds they won't be able to do anything, and those 3 seconds can change a lot. I love the mobility, my god. I can jump around, it's so much fun. I played is it called Mr. Fantastic? Yeah, I think so. Well, the stretchy guy. Lots of fun as well. But yeah, Marvel Rivals, pretty good game. It can be a bit annoying, gotta be honest, when people just leave the match like that for no reason. Like, okay, I get it, maybe you're playing bad, but I have many bad games. I still keep on playing. It's gonna damage my team, it's gonna be annoying for everyone if I leave. Not to mention, okay, I'm playing bad, but I can still have a comeback. It might be because of my background playing League of Legends, that to me this feels so much less important, being behind. Because in League of Legends, if you start dying, then not only you're not getting XP, you're not getting money, and your enemy is being rewarded. He's getting extra money, he's getting extra XP. He gets to lane without you harassing them, so he's gonna get a huge advantage. And you're gonna be left behind because you're playing poorly, and that's gonna make it even harder to play correctly, and you're gonna play even more poorly. But Marvel Rivals, you don't really get this. Yeah, sure, you can tilt, mentally you can get angry or annoyed and start tilting and playing bad. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna be left behind to the point where, oh, well, I died 5 times, so now I don't have XP, and now I die like nothing. No, it's not the same thing. It's a lot more forgiving. And at the same time, it's still, it's still kinda unforgiving in other aspects. Dying will still put you out of positioning. That can be a huge problem. But yeah, it's a pretty nice game. I guess I don't have much else to say about it. I've been playing ranked even. I'm almost gold. I don't think it really matters that much. It doesn't seem like gold in any case is particularly high or anything. And I don't think I would ever go pro or anything, or become, particularly into it and start playing it all the time. I don't think. I'm just having fun for now. I don't think I'll go crazy over it, Emma Frost is pretty thick. She looks pretty hot, I must say. But for Marvel Rivals, that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say about it. It's fun. That's it, it's fun. That's what matters in any case. But talking about games, another cool thing happened. My god, Oblivion. The Oblivion remaster released. And I think I might have mentioned it in a previous episode. But now I keep seeing videos all the time, and keep seeing memes about it. It's trending a lot, and I'm not gonna play it probably. Don't get me wrong, the game looks pretty good. Aesthetically, and I know the gameplay is pretty solid. So, I might play it eventually in the future. but right now I don't have a huge interest in playing it. But I'm still happy to see it, because a lot of people are enjoying it, and I feel like, oh, finally we got a good game, got a good... I mean, can you really call it a AAA game? I guess it was a AAA game when it came out, originally, but now it's kind of a remake. Are remakes AAA? Kinda not? I don't know, I guess it's a grey area, but I'm happy because it's a game from a big studio that people are loving, and it's not disappointing, and maybe it will bring the hype up for Elder Scrolls 6, who knows. But personally, I'm also happy because there is one crazy YouTuber who I love. His name is Will Burger. I might link his channel or something. I might link his channel if I remember. But this guy does crazy stuff with Oblivion and Skyrim. Basically does crazy stuff with all Bethesda games. He mods them, like he's a very good modder. But the fun part is that when he started, he wasn't... I don't remember him being particularly clear about them being mods. Sure, you could tell, eventually started saying they were mods, but he was sort of pretending, I think, that he found the mods, but there were these weird things happening in his gameplay, this crazy stuff that was impossible, made no sense, that at one point I kind of just started thinking, okay, this guy is 100% modding his own game, he's making his own mods, and he was, and it's a lot of fun content. And I mean, it doesn't sound... Okay, I get it, because you're probably thinking, so you're telling me to go watch a guy making mods? Isn't that boring? Well, yeah, it will be, but this guy, I swear, he makes it so much funnier. He has his own plots and subplots, his own crazy stuff happening. He literally does his own stories and stuff. So I definitely recommend, go watch Will Burger. He also played The Sims. And... Oh, and yeah, I was saying... Sorry, I got carried away. I was saying all of this because... Well, now that we got the remake, he might be, doing all this modded stuff on the remake, maybe. That would be cool, with higher graphics. Although at the same time, I think that part of the funniness element of the channel is that everything is in low graphics. Kinda, yeah, that's kinda part of it as well. Looks cursed and stuff. But still, I'm excited anyway. I've seen people play it, having fun. My brother is loving this game, and I'm really happy because I had to give him a gift for his birthday. And I think I mentioned this already as well, but it was gonna be Magic the Gathering cards, like the new set with Final Fantasy coming out. And guys, it was gonna cost me so much. It literally cost me a lot less to just give him the Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake. And I know he's gonna enjoy it, maybe... Well, I don't know if he's gonna enjoy it even more, because he does play a lot of Magic the Gathering. But he is gonna enjoy it a lot. He's gonna enjoy it. He played Oblivion so much. When I was a kid, I literally remember going to his room while he was playing the computer, and I will literally look at him playing Oblivion. And then he will keep on dying and stuff, and rage. He will rage at the game. I'm assuming Oblivion is harder than Skyrim, because Skyrim didn't really feel that hard. And in fact, I often started getting bored of Skyrim a bit because it was too easy for me. And yeah, sure, you can raise the difficulty, but the way it raises, you don't get any extra mechanics or anything. You just get higher stats on the enemies. So you start finding sponges, damage sponges that never die. Enemies that one-shot you sometimes. So, I don't know. I think it's still okay, but at the end of the day, it doesn't have that many mechanics. It's a bit too simplified for me, maybe. I'm used to more technical RPGs with more weird advanced mechanics. Again, I mentioned in another episode that I love Kenshi. I think I did mention it. I love Kenshi. And Kenshi has extremely advanced mechanics. In Kenshi, it's not enough to have blunt weapon resistance and cutting weapon resistance. You also gotta have coverage percent, which is basically the percentage of chance that your armor defense will actually proc. Because if your armor coverage is 90%, then the enemy has a 10% chance of ignoring your armor, basically. So we got this. But then we also had to add cutting weapon resistance efficiency, which is basically another multiplier that says, okay, you got 90% defense. Well, this 90% defense is only worth 50%. Crazy, it's insane. I'm not sure why the guy decided to program it this way, but they sure did. But still, it's a really fun game. I love Kenshi. In any case, going back to Skyrim, yeah, it feels too simple. I always add a lot of mods, which I'm sure everyone does. And my favorite mod to play Skyrim with is Ordinator. Yeah, pretty sure it's called that. It adds a lot of new perks, basically reworks the perk trees. So now you get a lot of extra mechanics. There's a lot of more and newer stuff on the perk trees. For example, the speech skill tree now also adds Dovahkiin abilities. Basically, you get stuff like your shouts has an echo that repeats the shout again, or when you shout, you recover health, magicka, and stamina. There's a very cool on the enchanting tree. There is a very cool perk that basically, if you have a sword on one hand and a staff on the other hand, you can attack with both at the same time, and it creates a blinding flash of light. And this perk is called You Shall Not Pass. That is literally the Gandalf playstyle. That is amazing. It was so much fun. The flash of light looked amazing, and I had crazy strong enchanted weapons and armors. You even get a thing where you can enchant a weapon or armor with 3 enchantments, 1 per playthrough, per character. So cool. But yeah, we talked about quite a few things. I told you the story about, the Soda Steel heist. I told you about Marvel Rivals, about the new direction I'm gonna take the podcast, how, we will have changes, but I promise you it will be good changes. Because now you'll get, at least in my opinion, better content, at least more interesting, and you will get it at the beginning of the podcast, as it always should have been, probably. But yeah, I'm still experimenting. We'll improve stuff even further, and hopefully we get even more and more and more episodes of this magnificent, beautiful podcast. Oh, and then we also talked about Oblivion and Skyrim. And yeah, just to say, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I, as always, enjoyed recording this for you guys. And I'll see you in the next episode.